Hello and welcome to DBS This Morning. My name is Candy. I'm your host for today, and we're so excited to bring you another wonderful show. So happy you joined us. But first, as usual, let's go to the news desk and see what's going on over there. And it's been our pleasure to wake you up in the know. We have so much more information coming your way. We will be right back. But when we come back, we're going to speak with Naja Simeon of Saki Productions about this wonderful new mural on the CDC building in the middle of our city. And we're going to speak with Jessica St. Rose. She is the founder of 758 Pride, about the work that they've been doing to encourage inclusion amongst the LGBTQI community. Welcome back to DBS This Morning. Let's now speak with Jessica St. Rose from 758 Pride. She is the founder, and they've been doing some amazing work to help their community out. Hi, and welcome back to DBS This Morning. Today we're being joined by Jessica St. Rose. She is the founder of 758 Pride, which seeks to bring awareness to what's going on in the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay.
LGBTQI community.
Okay, I knew I missed the letter.
We have more letters, but
but that's fine. That works it out. Okay,
Yes.
great. So what was the thinking behind creating such an organization?
Okay. The idea came about with me being an activist, of course, and traveling all over the world doing this work and experiencing Pride outside of the Caribbean. Pride in the Caribbean and St. Lucia, to be exact, is something that just came about. More so recently, a few years now, we saw islands like countries like Jamaica, Barbados putting on Pride, and I remember the first Pride that I attended in Caribbean, we could call it Caribbean, was in Curacao and Suriname as well. And when I thought to myself, when I saw Barbados, Jamaica had it, and Jamaica, of course, being quote unquote the most homophobic country in the world, you know how it's stigmatized around the most homophobic country in the world. They had decided to put on the Pride. Barbados has Pride, Trinidad has Pride, and I thought to myself, why not introduce Pride to St. Lucia? We're seeing the progress happening around LGBTQI rights in St. Lucia, and where we started and where we are now. So I felt, why don't we bring Pride to St. Lucia? And Kenita Placid, who is the executive director of ECAID, said to me, Jessica, why don't you make this your baby? Why don't you do this and develop it into something of your own? And because I have been involved in this work, doing this work for so long, and I was like, I thought about it a few years, about 1 or 2 years, and then I said in 2018, I was like, okay, I will give this a shot. And this is how Pride came about. I pulled together a team. I called a couple of persons who is involved in the community, who are volunteers with different things that we do, and they were very excited and they said yes to it, and this is how we came about, and this year will be our 5th year celebrating Pride in St. Lucia.
And what are some of the things that you do? I mean, I know there's always room for the creation of awareness around the issue, but in the St. Lucian context specifically, what are some of the things or issues that you had to focus on as you try to bring awareness to this issue?
There are so many issues that we can focus on, but for Pride specifically, as you know, Pride is a celebration. It's a celebration where we celebrate our diversity as a people and want to talk about the inclusiveness, how inclusiveness matters. And for us in St. Lucia, for us as a team, we felt that yes, while Pride all over the world is celebrated and persons party and revel and into the streets and have side events and shows, we felt that we also needed to have an educational aspect because we want to always continue to educate and sensitize the public on issues that are related to the LGBT community. So we try to educate the public on issues related to rights, related to discrimination, related to stigmatization, and health, mental health awareness. And this year we're going to have a panel discussion live on NTN where we will be discussing visibility and the legal process. If you may know that right now the litigation is happening across the OACS islands, where we're taking the government to court to strike down the laws that discriminate against LGBT persons. And so far we've had success in St. Kitts, Antigua, and and Barbados. St. Lucia is, we're waiting, currently, we're in the courts right now and currently waiting for a judgment. St. Lucia is taking quite long to bring out that judgment. I'm not sure why.
I was just about to ask why.
Yeah, we're wondering why. I think St. Lucia is a bit ticklish when it comes to that, but still we're still, I don't know what's the back and forth, but we have been through the courts and everything. So this year we're going to focus on litigation and how it can affect the community and how it can affect the effect it will have on the general public as well. Because if this law is struck down, if we get a judgment in favor of the community, how will that affect, what will happen, what's going to happen next? So we want to talk about that and see the legal aspect, the implications of it as it relates to how the public will react to it. Because as you know, as much as we try to sensitize and educate the public, there are some persons who outright believe that this is totally wrong. So we have to we need to discuss what's going to happen next, and of course also in the context of pride, and talk about why is pride important, why did we decide to bring this to St. Lucia. So these are some of the issues that we discuss and we try to bring forth.
What are some of those laws that are still on the book? I know, but for some of the people who may not know,
Well,
what some of those...
the burglary law still stands on our books, and that is, we also have the gross indecency, but more so we focus on the burglary law, which indicates that if caught in the act of anal sex, you can be liable to 10 years or more in prison. So
are you aware of that law ever having been enforced? Or?
It has, from my knowledge, it has never been really enforced. And that is the argument that the government or the public would take on. That, it's there, but it's not being enforced. So why are you even going to want to argue that or bring that into the courts? But the thing is, the fact that this law is on the books, that is also a form of discrimination. Because whether and if you're you anal sex or sex with two same sex couples or persons, it is consensual. It's consensual between two persons, and that we believe should not be in existence. There should not be a law discriminating against persons who have consented in the act. So that's what we're arguing. And persons also need to know that the act of burglary also exists for heterosexual couples. And most persons look at it, once they think of anal sex, they think of a male and a male, or same sex, but that also exists for heterosexual couples. And I loved saying that, because persons always think that burglary, it is just about homosexuality, but it also exists. It also happens in heterosexual relationships.
So you've given us an update on what's happened, or rather not happened, with trying to strike those laws off our books. As we wrap up, tell us some of the progress that you've made since you started this.
In started Pride, well, in general, we have made quite a bit of progress throughout the years as an organization. I'm going to speak specifically to United and Strong and the advocacy work that we continue to do. One of the things I think that we're really proud of is being part of the new domestic violence bill, which was enacted this year for International Women's Day. And I'm really proud of this because this bill is the most progressive bill in the Caribbean, and we were part of every consultation throughout the enactment of this bill. And this bill it is gender neutral, and it specifically makes provisions for the LGBT community, to that effect that it actually speaks on sexual orientation and gender identity, and that has never been done before. So that in itself is very much a great progress, a great achievement for the LGBT community in St. Lucia, where you see some sort of protection for them. So gender-based violence is an issue across the board, and the fact that intimate partner violence exists in the LGBT community, and we were taken into consideration when that bill was put together. That is a major achievement for us as an organization and as a community. Another achievement I could say, and we've seen that now we're seated at the table we're being invited to have consultations with governments and to work together with stakeholders and governments, and to be part of enactment of policies and to be included into these discussions, whereas before we were not given that platform, but now we're given that platform, and we're very happy about that. We also see that where persons are more tolerable to the LGBT community. I would not say fully acceptable, but persons are more tolerant to the community. So whereas back in the before there was more violent attacks, but now you've seen less of that. I'm not saying that it still exists, it happens. We still have a lot of reports, but it's not so rampant like it was in the past. So because of the advocacy and the work that we continue to do with stakeholders and governments and everyone, the public in general as well, we've seen the progress as it relates to that. In terms of pride, before we could not have an activity open in public, and now we could do that. We could have an activity in Constitution Park. We could have an activity, in a conference room in a hotel. We could have an activity just open, and the public could know about the activity. Before, we could not even advertise an activity happening within the LGBT community. But now we have seen so much progress over the years. Whereas now we can openly speak about pride. We can openly speak about what we're doing. We have an activity, one person to come out and support. So these little things, it may seem little for us, because it still seems little, but it's big. Because when you do the work, you struggle for the work, and you see these little progresses, things happening, it's a major achievement.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think this is a fantastic note to wrap up on. Thank you, Jessica, for being with us this morning.
You so much.
And great job with the work that you've been doing. This is DBS This Morning. We will be right back. Welcome back to DBS This Morning. If you've been in our city or if you've been watching local television, you know that the CDC buildings in the middle of town got a facelift. So we speak to the artist and his team about his creative process. Well, at least for one of the buildings, the St. Omer's did the other. Let's hear what he had to say. And good morning. Welcome back to DBS This Morning. Now, I know you can see what's going on behind me, and it probably needs no introduction, but we needed to catch up with the artist. Naja.
Hi.
We know him as Saki Productions. His work, if you did not know it, I'm sure by now you do. And he does not produce this magic and greatness on his own. So he had a team with him to do this wonderful.
One love.
Yep, One Love.
One
So
Love.
this is Kim and this is Tia. So we're going to talk to them about the creative process. I know you've heard all the boring parts of it, what it represents. That's not boring, but I know you've heard all of that other stuff. So I was interested in the artist's creative process and how they chose to express that on this building, which has definitely been a much needed upgrade to the aesthetics of our city of Castries. So congratulations on this major achievement, Naja. Okay, so, I mean, looking at it, this looks very daunting to me. I'm afraid of heights. I can't paint. So to me, this would have been a mammoth task. But explain to me how you came to be the artist chosen to do this project and what the creative process was behind it.
Actually, this has been a long time coming. I developed a concept for this about 6 to 7 years ago. I'm not sure exactly when, but it was part of the Independence murals that I was doing. So every year for Independence, I do a mural on Independence Day somewhere around the island, and this has been happening for about 5 years now. And I sent in a proposal to paint the CDC buildings with just some, independence vibe, some parrots, national symbols, birds, la rose. But then emancipation came along, and CDF kind of, because I sent in the proposal and they said, especially Drainier, it's like, that's a great idea. Let's make this part of the Independence project. Emancipation project, and do something centered around emancipation in the city and involve as many artists as we can. And that's how it came about.
So we have, speaking of the artists who you've involved, we have Kim here, and Kim has been one of the custodians of this building, and he's a normal painter, but now he is exterior, but now he is an artist as well. Now he's using that same paint to make people even happier. I love a freshly painted building, but this is on another level. So how did you get involved with this?
Well, even before anything, I want to say thank you to your colors.
My colors, yes, they were. Yes,
beautiful
I chose
match.
This. Yes,
thank you. Thank you to the Honorable Minister for the recognition. Mr. Frederick, big up you, as always. Junior, your respect is due. And then it's all about recognition from being there and being over there. Everything is just to a total standard. Saki, I want to say big up to you. Thank you so much, fam, for giving me the recognition. We executed on time, we did it on time, and then what is to be must be. The mirrors segment has just started. We have another segment to do on a school coming to you soon, and then it's just a continuation until such time. Thank you, DBS.
Yeah, so Tia was another one of the artists who was involved. And tell us about I know you painted the drums, but what else can you tell us about your involvement with the project?
I painted some of the waves near the drums. I helped with the leaves all the way at the top, some of the exterior, the base colors. And all in all, it was a very fulfilling experience. The sun was hot, but that made the finished product feel even more rewarding.
And do you plan to continue collaborating with Saki and Kim and other artists on projects such as these?
Definitely, definitely. Team Saki all the way.
Okay, how did you get involved with art? How long have you been an artist?
I have been an artist since childhood, but this is my first major project.
And you're very happy with the outcome?
I'm blown away with the outcome.
Blown away.
Blown away. Especially when you look at it from exactly this angle, that you see all four walls coming together. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. Now, what was it like working with these artists? If there are artists who have seen the amazing work you're doing and want to be involved with you. I know your work because you were my daughter's art teacher for a little bit. I need to make sure she starts to stick to stuff. Yeah, I hope she doesn't hold that against me. But how can up-and-coming artists work with you?
All right. First of all, they just need to paint, draw, whatever. Just do it. All right. So when you do it, it will grow a habit, and then you will get the discipline and the patience, and you will enjoy doing it. So don't do one and give up. You just gotta keep on doing it. Someone who does 1,000 paintings is better than somebody who did one painting perfectly. So always just do more. So right now, over 70 murals around the island. I mean, it's close to 80 right now. I have a coloring book out. I have some merchandise out, some One Love t-shirts, and also this painting will be available soon as a graphic tee print, so you can rock your Emancipation mural print.
And where can we find the merch?
Just message Saki Productions directly on Instagram, okay? Saki Art or Saki Productions on Instagram. The website coming soon. Again, the app is coming soon. So we're all over the place, but the most important thing is the more you support the arts is the more we can paint more murals.
Okay, wonderful. Well, congratulations again. It was great hearing your creative process and meeting some of the other masterminds behind this mural and your coloring book. Where can we find it?
Coloring books are available online on Amazon, so you can get them on Amazon.
And what do we put in? What do I put into the search bar?
Murals of St. Lucia.
Murals of St. Lucia. Okay.
Murals of St. Lucia, you get the coloring book. It has line drawings of most of the murals I have on island. Version 2 is coming out because there's so many murals, we can put it all in one book. Okay, so just to get the kids starting to paint and draw and just to have some fun. And it's not like they're drawing things that they've never seen. They can actually paint something that they see every day. They can walk around the island and actually see those murals.
And most importantly, put their own twist or interpretation onto your art, which you seem to be encouraging, so that's good.
Yeah, let's make it current for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful.
Giraffes and elephants. Just Saki murals.
Okay, reminds me of a Herb Black song.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody, the Conway residents, the housing complex, the vendors, those who traffic by feet, the bus drivers, the mobile, everybody.
So,
applaud to you.
One more thing. A lot of people are scared to just walk in town, right? A lot of people are like, oh my God, the CDC, I don't know. This is actually a very cool, very safe place when everybody's trying to help you out. Everybody's really nice. The bars and the little shops, they're really cool. So take some time, walk through town, take some pictures, and, you know, patronize the people of the CDC.
And now you're making that experience an even more beautiful and aesthetic one. So
Auntie Debbie over there, you know, go get some fried roti. It's really good.
great. Well, thank you guys, and thank you for being with us on DBS this morning. I'm Candy. We'll be right back.
morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine is Sarah and myself, Shani. Let's get ready to flaunt with the SocaCize. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a cardio soca jam. Let's get ready to sweat with SocaCize.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
We're going to step, tap.
Look where we reach again. End up in a party in the streets again. Even though I never wanna
4,
cheat, it's 1,000,
3, 2, let's have the leg up and
beach, hello. Why we bringing sun up to the beach, hello. Just for the relationship.
4, 3. Now we're on the stage, We're the backup dancers. Let's go, twist. Roll it. Hey. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the road. Let's go. Roll it. 4, 3, 2. Next side, tap and 4, 3, 2. Let's have the leg. Let's go. Hey. 4, 3. Left hand and 'Hey! Again! Hey! Let's go! Full side with the knee and 4, 3. Now we're going to build on it at the arm. Up and squeeze. Hey. 4, 3, 2. Let's go, all right. Roll it. Roll it. We're going to the other side with the arm and 4, 3, 2, 1. That was this morning's session. We hope you are feeling sexy, sultry, and strong. Have a wonderful day.
And this has been DBS This Morning. We're so glad you gave us your time and attention. My name is Candy. I hope you have the best day ever. See you next time.